So, hello everybody, this is Kiara. It's May 22nd, 2020. Let me check. Sorry, it's May 18th, 2020. Sometimes I'm not so anchored in linear time. So, there's a question from last time that I'd like to address, and this is a question about how do we anchor into the vibrational frequency of Gaia, and how can we hold that frequency in the best way possible. So maybe to start with, I'll just mention that Gaia is a multidimensional being. It's not just one thing or one aspect, just like we are. So we are physical beings, we have an etheric body, we have emotional body, a mental body, we have a soul body, and ultimately what we are is spirit. So we are spirit, experiencing ourselves through 5 different bodies, experiencing this incarnation that we call human, and so we identify with this humanness as me. So that's one aspect of this identification, and much of the time we get lost in that identity and forget what it is that we really are. So the same way, Gaia is a multidimensional being, and we can learn to relate with her on all 5 of these same aspects. So she has a physical body, which is very clear to our physical senses. She has an etheric body, which we experience as meridians, ley lines, dragon lines. These are energy centers, power centers around the earth. And often we can feel, as we walk into certain places, that these lines of energy are strong. Some of them are positive vortices, others are negative vortices, magnetic and electrical vortices. And all together, this creates a network around the earth that we can sense, we can dowse. So this is the etheric body of the earth, or the prana body. This is the life force. And then we have the emotional body of the earth. This is where we start connecting with all the different species of life and what they represent. Every single species has its own morphogenetic field, and combined together, this creates the personality structure of Gaia. Every animal, every tree, every rock, every mineral, every insect, every human, we all carry an aspect that, when linked together, create this great field of the mind. This mental field is held within the fabric of every single rock, and also within the fluidity of water. When it's in water, it's more connected with the emotional body of the earth. When it's in rock, it's more connected with the mental body of the earth. But we can tune into this, and all of us are connected together through this. And then we have the intelligence of the earth, the 4th body, the Vijnanamaya Kosha. And this is where we go beyond the mental field that represents all the different species upon the earth to the mind of Gaia herself. So who is she as an evolved soul? What is her purpose? What is her evolutionary plan? How does she connect with souls across the galaxy? So this is that level of perception. And then finally we have the soul of Gaia, the causal body of Gaia, very similar to the causal realm of our own being, where we experience ourselves as soul. So the human soul and the soul of Gaia can communicate together in a space of unity consciousness, and this is a particular frequency. There's also specific frequencies involved with all the different bodies. And as we begin to merge the bodies within our own self, so the Merkaba is part of this, the tree of life, then we can learn to actually connect with Gaia on this multidimensional level as well. So from a physical level, we experience her as a mother. On an etheric level, we experience her as a protector. On the level of personality, we can begin to relate to her as a companion, as a friend. When we connect with the higher mind, the mind of Gaia, we're actually co-creating with her to participate in her evolutionary plan. And then as we connect with the soul of Gaia, we're actually connecting up to the one self that we all connect with together, and we begin to relate to her as the beloved. So all these different relationships, different though they may be with each other, begin to blend. And so when we talk about joining with the frequency of Gaia, we're talking about relating with her on all these different levels, just as we are a multidimensional being. When I communicate with a person, I also communicate on many different levels. If the heart is closed and if the soul is disconnected, then we only relate on the lower levels of the personality structure, the physical body, and to some extent also on the energy level through the etheric body. But if the hearts are opened, if the soul is connected, then it's a multidimensional communication and relationship where there's no sense of separation, where there's not me communicating with you, but we as one are sharing a unified presence. And in that presence, we're also connected across the galaxies, out to the very boundaries of creation, beyond creation, into connecting with the One Self that moves through all things and that is all things. So the more we can learn to create these connections within ourselves, to that extent we can also learn to experience those connections within Gaia. So it's a process, and the Tree of Life practice from the Inca tradition, or even the basic bubble meditation, opens up these doorways, allows us to begin to link up with all these 5 different aspects of self within our personal self, and then through that with the presence of Gaia, or any form of life that we choose to connect with. We can equally connect with the sun, with the galaxy, with the cosmos as a soul, and experience the relationship there, experience the connection as beloved, and also the connections as companions and friends, co-creators, all the way through, because we can experience things on a physical level with our physical senses simultaneously as experiencing a connection through the heart and soul. So we're opening to different levels of the mind, different subtle fields of energy, different senses that we can begin to use as we open up to our higher dimensional aspects. All right, so let me see if there's any other questions. Yeah, anytime you have something that you would like to express or ask, please use the chat, and then we can look at that together. All right, so then let's do a meditation together to connect with Gaia in her multidimensional presence. So we'll start the same way. So become aware of your own bubble. So initially this represents the middle world and the 4 lower bodies. Become aware of the window. At the very top of this bubble. Open this window now as wide as you can. So it's a circular window like the diaphragm in a camera. And the wider you open this window, the more you'll experience the descent of an electrical force of light pouring in from the cosmos through the window, down through the bubble, into the earth. And then feeling the response from the earth. So you have magnetic forces moving up from deep within the earth, up through your feet, all the way up through your body, up through the bubble, up through that window to the sky. So you have the combination of electrical and magnetic forces moving simultaneously through the body, through the bubble, as the doorways between the worlds open wider and wider. And as these flows continue, you feel yourself expanding. You move out towards the causal body, the Anandamaya Kosha, the realm of the soul. You find yourself merging with this, entering into a point of deep stillness. And then very quickly expanding out into space. So just stay aware of that window. Keep that open as wide as possible. And this entire process becomes very spontaneous and automatic. So once we connect with ourselves on this multidimensional level, we also now can open to connect with Gaia the same way. So notice your location in time and space, your posture, your breath, sensations within your body. Become aware of sounds around you. If you had your eyes open, You become aware of what you see around you. Be aware of what you're touching, fragrances around you, tastes. And finally, become aware of your heart and come into a place of gratitude for the beauty that you see and feel and sense all around you. Gratitude for being here on this earth at this time. For all the blessings of life. Being held and protected in so many ways that we don't even realize. Being welcomed and invited here on this planet to fulfill whatever role it is that we came here to fulfill. And now become aware of the subtle body of the earth. The more you enter into that stillness, you become aware of the field of energy around you. As you become more sensitive to those energies flowing through your own body, you open yourself to vibrational fields around you. Subtle touch, sensations you experience as vibrations pulsing through your fingertips. As you listen to sounds around you, especially when you have a moment to listen to the sounds of nature or the sound of silence. Feel the response in your body as those subtle layers of sound travel as waves through your energy system. And then you become aware that there are memory fields, morphogenetic fields, held within the rocks and the minerals, held within the waters of the earth, which carry the memories of all species of life that have ever lived here and that currently reside on this planet. And subliminally, you become aware of this entire field of memory, every creature out there upon this earth, running through the forests, swimming through the seas, flying through the air, burrowing underneath the earth, visible and invisible, have this own field. Become aware of the elemental creatures, the elves, the fairies, the sylphs, the undines, the dragons, nature spirits and devas, the protective and builder fields that they create. Their job is to sustain life, to convert prana into physical force. Become aware of your own elemental spirit. Perhaps residing towards the back of your heart, Notice this presence. And through this presence, feel your connection with the life of Gaia. And now become aware that there's another layer of consciousness. The intelligence of the earth, quite independently of all the species that inhabit this planet. So this is our own direct intelligence, our own evolutionary program, our own connection with soul. So begin to tune into that through that same aspect of your own being. So as you connect with the wisdom body within your aura, you connect with that same intelligence in the body of Gaia. And finally, as you continue to expand further and further out through the soul realms, you join yourself with the consciousness of Gaia, with the soul of Gaia. And you experience her inside you just as you are inside her. On this level, there's no separation. And you simply experience her as beloved. And all these 5 bodies, these 5 ways of relating come together in this one. And as that happens, notice the vibrational frequency that flows through your body, through your heart. This 5th body is also known as the body of bliss. It's a very subtle, high frequency that vibrates so quickly. As it moves through the physical structures, it creates a sense of excitement and joy and bliss, of deep gratitude for beauty, honor for life, respect for what is. It also carries a sense of total trust. For the flow of life, for the flow of the universe, within which there is no fear. Total trust dispels all fear. And in the absence of fear, the vibrational bliss pouring through your body gets even stronger. Connects you with all things, connects you with life across the planet, across the solar system, across the galaxy. across this vast universe. Into the presence of that one self that moves through all things. And as you connect with that, you connect with the Great Mother in all of her aspects. Mother is simply an extension of matter. Every cell, every life form, every planet, every star system, every galaxy, every universe is the face of the Great Mother. As you experience yourself beyond the veils of time and space, you're experiencing the consciousness of Great Spirit, the Great Father. This dance between these two aspects gives birth to all things. The Great Mother, the Great Father. Moving through all of creation, connecting all of life. As a single undivided consciousness. There's no inside here, there's no outside. Simply a vast presence. Interweaving itself through all planes and dimensions of being. And so here on Earth, incarnated within these physical human bodies, we feel this great presence moving through us, through our human personalities, here on this beautiful planet. As a beautiful, multidimensional being. So let yourself simply rest in the stillness now. For as long as you wish.